right? It's important. You want to look good, look fresh, feels nice.
Yes, we want to look good and feel good because skincare is what?
A few minutes later.
Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I call it as I see it. 400 fucking bucks. Jackson Wang is a celebrity that I actually know, and if you haven't listened to his music, you definitely should. Now, he's obviously talented, attractive, blah blah blah, so forth and such which, but does his skincare routine get to take credit for what's happening with his face, or is that all genetics and filters and Photoshop? Today we are reacting to Jackson Wang's nighttime skincare routine on Harper's Bazaar. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Ashley, and I have your girl on panic mode. Just kidding. Ashley is actually who sent us this video to react to, so thank you. Always love that. And my name is Cassandra Bankson. I'm an expert and have been in the industry for the past 10 years, and I've personally struggled with acne for 15, and my God, am I breaking out right now? This entire channel started because of my acne struggle and wanting to learn more about skincare, which as a medical esthetician who has worked alongside and with both doctors and dermatologists, but who is not a physician myself, I love to do.
Hey guys, this is Jackson Wang, and I'm here to share my nighttime routine with you guys. And yeah, let's get to bed. My skin is very sensitive. I used to have really bad skin, and then I kind of study, not really, like I kind of dig deep into finding my own routine to take care of my own skin. It's the matter of what you eat, what you drink, what you put on your face, and how you do you usually like touch your face a lot. It's all those small things combined together that affects the outcome.
He's right, but he's also wrong. It would be improper to say that something like dairy or sugar causes acne, because if that were true, then everybody who ate dairy or sugar would get acne. But we have seen medical publications, we have seen anecdotes, and we have actually seen population studies that do show that certain consumption of dairy, such as whey or skim milk, has led to an increase in acne breakouts, or high glycemic index foods. So foods that are very sugary without a lot of fiber can impact the hormone levels in our bodies, and therefore how much oil our skin produces, and therefore acne or breakouts. Now, Jackson mentioned that he has sensitive skin and that he used to break out really badly, and that things like your sleep and what you put on your face matters. Yes, our skin is our body's largest organ, but it also connects and works with all of the other organs in the magnificent system that is the biology of a you. Your body is fantastic, and if something within your body, such as your digestive system or such as your heart and your lungs, if one piece isn't working as well, those other organ systems that are related are going to feel more taxed. The body is going to work together, probably have an immune response to try to deal with that and try to help out. And so thinking about how all of these things are interconnected, it is important to take care of our physical health, our sleep, our diet, our nutrition, our skincare, but also our mental health and well-being. That is really hard for me now, recently. Sometimes it gets rough up here, you know? My acne journey was obviously very severe and lived out here online, and I actually created this little clear skin chart, and this is all anecdotal. This is just me, but I found that these things really helped my skin, and we're talking about a good skincare routine with medically proven actives that actually work, actually paring down my skincare routine and not using a million things, eating foods that for me exclude any animal byproducts, as well as making sure that I have a healthy intake of fiber, nutrients, a whole bunch of antioxidants. I eat a lot of plant stuff. I eat all plant stuff, especially plant stuff in the form of veggie chicken nugget plant stuff. But then also my sleep. My stress was a huge part of that, including right now as I'm breaking out. Even toxins in my environment. I'm not talking about toxic products because that doesn't exist, but toxins meaning my environment. Things like perfumes that irritated my skin, or the laundry detergent I was using. Those simple things that for me in my environment, you know, caused specific reactions in my skin and therefore in my body. So this isn't going to work for everyone. Again, this is just a sample size, me, N of 1. But if you've been working really hard on your skincare routine, but you're not taking care of your sleep hygiene, or you know that you haven't been eating an anti-inflammatory diet, or you know that you've been a little bit too stressed out and you haven't been taking care of what's up here, it is really important to try to do that. And I wish that I could practice what I preach a little bit better. We all have difficult times. I come to terms that like, we don't fight depression or anxiety, we navigate it. Kind of like a ship on the ocean. You can't fight a wave, you'll never win. But if you navigate the waves, or if you try to ride the waves, you might get somewhere. Life advice from someone who has been clinically depressed.
I take a shower at night and in the morning too, at night. and then washing my face would be the last thing I do in my shower routine.
Did Jackson just admit that he showers twice a day? We don't want to overly strip the skin, but good for him. And if you work out a lot, or if you're sweaty, or work in an environment where there's a bunch of stuff coming at you, that makes sense. But very interesting. What cleanser do you use in the shower though? He mentions he uses that last. Actually, same. That is exactly my routine as well, since I do wash my face at night in the shower, and then during the day I just splash with water. My skincare routine is on this channel if you do want to watch it, if you're curious. But overall, I want to know what cleanser you're using, my friend.
I dry myself and then I start putting my toner on. When you touch your face, you do it gently.
It looks like he's using the L'Oreal Men Expert Hydra Power Toner. I am not familiar with this one. It's interesting that it's labeled as men though. What is the difference between a man's skin and a woman's skin? They both have multiple layers. They both have an acid mantle. They both have pilosebaceous units, pores. They secrete sebum. What's the difference? For men, often hormonal differences cause this area to obviously grow beard hair. Men's skin can be a little bit thicker than women's skin in some instances, but overall, skin is skin and the anatomy is very similar. So when it comes to these products branding themselves as men's or women's products, I would not say it's a problem. I think it's very important because think about a man who is insecure and doesn't want to be, seen as weak as, according to society, but still wants to take care of his skin, which is literally an organ. It's hygiene and self-care. He should be able to do that without judgment. It's important that brands are actually catering to these audiences and speaking to them in ways that actually help them make that final purchase, which empowers them to take care of themselves. However, on the flip side, it's like, okay, we're taking the same exact ingredients. We're actually, in the case of most men's products, discounting them and making them less expensive, whereas women's products are traditionally more expensive. That pink tax is not a joke, especially when it comes to beauty products and routines and treatments. And we are just marketing this towards men or towards women, really reinforcing societal gender standards and beauty standards and how we should feel about our skin and using that to sell more product. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? That's not for me to decide. I don't know. What do you think? Have you ever given this thought? But when it comes to this product, it's $109. I'm so sorry, but when did L'Oreal become $109? And the fact that they're charging $109 for a men's product, is this a fucking joke? You know that I always love to turn and learn my ingredients. When I hit ingredients, it says French mountain water. That's it? That's it? That's the tweet? For $109? You are selling French mountain water in a men's luxury blue plastic tin thing for $109 with its ultralight water texture. Because it's fucking water, the Hydra Power Toner first penetrates your skin for an instant refreshing feeling and hydrate your skin all day long. Literally all I'm seeing is that there's French water in here. Like, did they process this through some electrochemical advanced oxidation? Like, what the is it about? Is it infused with minerals? I mean, they would have to disclose that, right? Hey, friend, skintellectual, fellow humanoid on the internet, don't spend $109 on water in a can. There are so many better things that you could use. Literally, you could buy purified water. You could buy, water that has gone through oxidation process. You could buy water that has minerals infused into it if you really want to, or you could just buy an actual toner that has water and glycerin and some amino acids so that it actually penetrates into the skin and gives you a benefit, because water, when applied topically onto the skin, it evaporates and that can actually cause transepidermal water loss. The reason our skin sweats is to cool us down through that process of evaporation, right? If you put water on the skin, I mean, maybe he's gonna lock it in with a treatment or a moisturizer, but like it evaporates off and it could actually exacerbate things like dryness or sensitivity or irritation, which he says he has. I mean, I guess it's good that this product doesn't have like fragrances or essential oils or plant compounds because those could be sensitizing to him, but my God.
And then you put your essence. Gently put it on your face.
He has just whipped out the La Mer. If you're a skintellectual, and if you've been around here for any amount of time, you know the story about La Mer. And for those who are new here, might I introduce you to a brand that has spoken to the dead to try to get the recipe to play music, sound, and light therapy to their products before shipping them in hot, humid, sweaty trucks and containers across the country to sit on a luxury department store shelf for 3 years before they get onto your face. The guy who created La Mer wasn't even a cosmetic chemist. He was a physicist scientist or an astrophysicist. And yes, he believed in this product so much he would eat it and he would rub it into Hollywood celebrities' eyes at dinner parties in Beverly Hills. We have an entire video breaking down the crazy behind La Mer, but I must give it to them. Their marketing strategy is genius. How much is this product? 400 bucks. 400 fucking bucks. For 1 ounce, for 30 milliliters. Are you kidding me? This is called the concentrate serum. When we look at those ingredients, we have cyclopentasiloxane, which we love. We do have algae extract, which is great. Again, sourcing matters. We don't know the sourcing here, but don't tell me this is fucking $400. We have glycerin, an amazing humectant, but you find it at $3 at CVS. We have dimethicone, polysilicone 11, all of the basics that you would find in a good moisturizer. Sesame seed oil, sweet almond oil, sunflower oil. All of this is lovely, but none of this is worth $400. And of course, you have to have the fragrancing ingredients such as limonene, linalool, lavender oil, eucalyptus oil, etc. We do not hate fragrances in products unless you have a sensitivity or an allergy or sensitive skin. You don't need to avoid them. But this guy did just say that he has sensitive skin. La Mer, it is about the marketing. It is about the brand. It is about the prestige, because you want to stand there and look like some celebrity and wipe it on your face. And if that is your prerogative, my love, you go for it. But don't think that you need to go into debt or be pressured by some swanky sales marketing person on the edge of a Sephora counter or a Neiman Marcus to get you to part with your hard-earned money for something like this. Just saying. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I call it as I see it. I am not buying it. And that is why you will not find it anywhere in my bathroom or skincare routine. Here are some dupes, actually. Eat your heart out, my friends. These dupes have very similar ingredients and they are a fraction of the price. If that doesn't deserve a like or a share or a comment with a little bit of a heart emoji, then I don't know what does.
Then you put your moisturizer. Usually for my moisturizer, I don't use my hand to dig it out. You know, I trust my hands even though they're clean, even though I wash them, but it's better to use a spoon. And then I put it here. Make sure you get everything. Also, it's important to moisturize your, to keep your face moisturized, is because you don't want your face to feel like a desert, right? It's important. You want to look good, look fresh, feels good.
Yes, we want to look good and feel good because skincare is what? Self-care and hygiene. We absolutely love. He is completely correct. You want to use your more liquidy formulas first, especially anything that does have a little bit more of water content, but you shouldn't be spending $109 on just French water. And then you do want to lock that in with a moisturizer. And remember, hydration is different than moisturization. A lot of people get that wrong and don't know that, but there is a difference. And if you want a video on it, your wish is my demand. I'm a genie in a bottle. But let's see what this Hydra Power Refreshing Moisturizer actually has in it. Let's see what it's got and how it's going to lock everything in, and if it has anything else that's beneficial here. They do say that this is enriched with more of that French mountain water and hyaluronic acid, which we love. It's a humectant, and a lot of brands, including this motherfucking brand, sits here and says hyaluronic acid can retain up to 1,000 times its weight in water. Technically, some molecular weights can, but that's the key word, can, not necessarily will. Look for that language. It can help with XYZ, not it will or it's going to. Brands are not going to make those kinds of claims because it sets you up for legal problems. So yes, this can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water, so we're not making any false claims, but does it? Most hyaluronic acid holds around 50 times its weight in water. I don't know exactly what process they're using here, but just keep that in mind when you see some of these things. You can literally Google anything online and you can find something that supports your opinion or refutes your opinion. It is a world of misinformation, and there is so much nuance, especially when it comes to skincare and beauty, that we always have to take that what if scenario into account. And if you don't want to be knee deep in skincare and a skintellectual, if you don't enjoy learning about this stuff for fun, find people with credible backgrounds that speak to a way that you enjoy, that you can actually trust, to help filter out the bullshit and actually condense that information and present it in a way that you can understand to you. Be a critic, be a skeptic, and turn and learn. Let's read these ingredients lists and see what's actually in here. We have water, we have dimethicone, we have glycerin, dipropylene glycol. This is fantastic, and all of these ingredients are things that we find in really good moisturizers. So this is great. We do have a form of shea in here, which I love to see. We do have cellulose acetate butyrate, which is an interesting inclusion. This is a nice antioxidant for the skin. Cellulose, think of, you know, your celery, think of the fiber in your plant foods. But a lot of those peeling gels or products that pill up on themselves have a lot of cellulose in them, but I'm assuming that they formulated this in a way that doesn't doesn't do that. We do have dimethicone, dimethiconol, we have nylon 12, penylene glycol, a lot of great stuff. But again, it's all just to kind of lock that hydration in. The sodium hyaluronate is what they're using as their hyaluronic acid. And then we've got T-butyl alcohol for penetration and perfume. There's nothing bad about it. It is very basic. As long as his skin isn't irritated by this fragrancing ingredient, this perfume, this is actually fine for sensitive skin. Oh, we do have a mentha extract. You know, peppermint and mint and mentha extracts are not good for everyone. Menthol is used in emergency medicine. It's an analgesic, so it binds to specific receptors that allow our skin to feel hot and cold, you know, touch, and it can help analgesic. It can help with pain, but it's not something I would recommend for super sensitive skin. But overall, this doesn't look horrible. The question is, how much is it? It has good reviews. $17.49. Okay, well that is actually not bad. This product doesn't look like it costs an arm and a leg. It has some decent ingredients. If only it were cruelty-free, like that is my biggest thing here, but overall, not a bad option. If you do want two alternatives, I'd recommend these. This is the Dear Claire's. This is for a non-sensitive skin person. This is a nice, thick moisturizer, but this actually has ceramides in it, so it actually helps to rebuild your skin barrier. It does have some other ingredients that can help with antioxidant support, etc. This is amazing. And then this one, for slightly more sensitive skin, this is fragrance-free. This is the Ceramedics Ultra Moisturizing Cream. This has plant ceramides, and this is thick. Like, if you want something thick, this is it. This feels almost like a cottage cheese cloud. And if you want something that is going to lock skincare into your face, this one is going to be your best friend. It's basically a cruelty-free, better version of CeraVe, in my opinion. Also relatively inexpensive, and you get a much bigger tin of it. But yeah, this is the first product in this routine that I can actually semi-approve of, personally. But dude, we are 1 minute and 49 seconds in, and we've already spent like $500 something on skincare. Like, what the f?
And then next up, this is my nighttime routine. Usually in the daytime, after my moisturizer, I would put sunblock. If that day I don't have a shoot, if I don't have to be in front of the camera, then I'll use just a sunblock and I'll end there for my routine. But now it's nighttime right before bed, then I'll put my moisturizer, and the next thing I put is sleeping pack. Sleeping pack, a huge chunk of sleeping pack.
Yes, sleeping packs are amazing. This one is from Dr. Jart. I don't actually use this one. I like the Purito one, but a sleeping pack is basically an overnight moisturizer. It's a thicker moisturizer. It gives you hydration. It can help active ingredients penetrate deeper into the skin. Again, the Purito Deep Sea water one, I don't know what the f about it is deep sea, but it has niacinamide, that vitamin B3, helps with redness, pigmentation, oil control, natural ceramide production in the skin. One of my favorites. I used to like some of Dr. Jart's products. I will give credit where credit is due. They're not vegan or cruelty-free, which makes me sad, but they do have some good formulations. I haven't tried this one. Fun fact, did you know that Dr. Jart is actually not a real doctor? There is no Dr. Jart. Dr. Jart was built off of like beauty and architecture. It was, again, one of these marketing things because, oh yes, I know the people that made it. But some products are okay, but they're not gonna get my money anytime soon. So let's turn and learn these ingredients. We do have a $39 product here, which is not bad, especially comparing to everything else that was in this routine. This is the Tiger Grass Sleep Pair Intensive Mask. Tiger grass, otherwise known as Centella asiatica or goticola, is this plant that is very anti-inflammatory, very soothing to the skin. It is amazing for sensitive skin types, so this would be perfect for him. Propanediol, glycerin, etc. This does have niacinamide, which we love. We were just speaking about that in the Purito one. It looks like we do have some different oils in here. We also have panthenol, so niacinamide is our vitamin B3, panthenol is our vitamin B5. Love to see it. We've got eggplant, we've got turmeric, we've got ivy. We have a couple of different acids. Again, all fine things, but this isn't going to be getting my money for the morals and the ethics. Now, is it fine? Yeah, it actually doesn't look bad as long as you're not sensitive to a lot of these plant things. There aren't a lot of fragrances in here either. There are other Centella asiatica products that I would recommend. A lot of these are from K-Beauty, but they're actually less expensive and I like them a lot more. If this one works for him, awesome. Again, his skin looks fantastic. Based on what he's using, it definitely sounds like he likes moisturization, or maybe he is a little bit more dry. Either way, it's working for him, even if it isn't something that would get me to spend my money on it.
Every day before I sleep, I stretch. It's important to stretch because it keeps your blood circulation going. After I stretch, before I sleep, I'm in my room, I turn my light off, leaving probably like one lamp on, and then I'll drink a little Mao Tai. If you don't know what Mao Tai is, it's a very Chinese traditional alcohol. before I sleep, I just drink a little Maltai, in a glass. There are 2 balls inside, if you don't know. Like, there are 2 balls inside the Maltai, so it keeps like the waterfall limited. You know, fun fact, right? Fun fact. Pour it up. Probably usually before I sleep, I kind of drink until high, boom, around this, and then I probably, listen to some music or even the recent projects that I'm working on, to get some inspirations or even think by myself. I'm in my zone.
Jackson, who's gonna drive you home if you've had a bunch of alcohol after making your skin really supple?
'Cause who's gonna drive you home?
Fun fact, alcohol is actually not that great for your skin, and we're gonna put our nutritionist hat on here. I am a nutritionist, not a dietitian, but alcohol, especially before bed, is not the best idea. It's okay to have and enjoy a drink for healthy reasons. It sounds like he listens to music. It sounds like he's not using this to deal with negative emotions or depression or anxiety or stress. But when you drink alcohol before bed, alcohol is a depressant. It depresses your system, and that can actually lead to breathing problems at night, especially if you're predisposed to something like sleep apnea. And a lot of people do like to reach for alcohol or substances to help them get to sleep, but studies have shown over and over again that alcohol does not increase your sleep quality, and many times it can actually decrease your sleep quality. It stops you from having regular dream cycles and getting into certain cycles of sleep. And on top of that, if your body, your liver, your brain, your kidneys are all processing this liquid, you might have to get up and go pee, and that can disrupt sleep cycles. Was not expecting to talk about this here. This is probably the first skincare routine I've seen that includes alcohol. Like, this is like mature content. Do we have to put like a mature disclaimer on this video? Like, this came out of left field. But as long as it's healthy, as long as it's not obsessive, is it something I recommend? Absolutely not. Try other ways to wind down before bed, or try a non-alcohol or non-caffeinated beverage is something I would recommend. Looking at this entire routine, I would not do any of this. There is a lot here that I wouldn't do, except for the general wellness tips that he talks about, which I think are really universal. But again, it goes to show his skin looks amazing, and what's right for one person just maybe isn't for another. Go listen to some of Jackson's music if you haven't already, and actually watch the La Mer video if you want to save money on skincare and understand brands a lot better. That is your ticket to becoming a even more full-fledged skintellectual. Do remember to stay hydrated, reapply your sunscreen unless it's nighttime and you're going to bed, and always remember to be beautiful both inside and out. I love you guys, and I cannot wait to see you in this next video. Love you guys. Bye. This is like the worst routine I've ever seen. Like, I hate to say that, and I'm not saying it to be mean, but like, based on my expectations and standards of like what a good skincare routine is, and this says nothing about the person, we're just talking about the routine, but like, this is the worst skincare routine I think I've ever seen. I mean, it's true though. Like, don't fucking do any of this.